Welcome to the HTML tutorial part 4. In this video, we will be learning about the editor that we are going to use to learn HTML. There are lot of editors are available in the market. There are lot of text editors are available in the market. To name a few, Visual Studio Code, Notepad++, Edit Plus, Atom, Sublime Text, like that we have so many text editors in the market. The main purpose of the editor, it is to easy development. In case of normal text editor like Notepad that is available in Windows, so what is the problems we face? Let me open the previously developed program, in this case hello. I'll just open it in the Notepad. Observe here, there is no text format, in the sense there is no indent, there is no block, and there is no highlight of the syntax. So if we are working on a big projects, it is very important to increase the productivity. If we use the editor, in most of the editors by default we will get syntax highlighting and code indentation. And in particularly in VS Code, we have something like IntelliSense auto code completion. By using that, you can just start to type the HTML element, and it will be suggesting that whichever the element you wanted to write. So in that way we can increase our productivity, and it will be very convenient for our development. So if we use the Notepad that is available in the Windows normal Notepad, it is not at all recommended for development. So let us go to the browser to download Visual Studio Code for Windows. In my case, I have already installed Visual Studio Code. So let me uninstall that. So go to the browser. So here, go to this website, code.visualstudiocode.com/download, code.visualstudio.com/download. According to your system environment, if it is your system is Windows or Linux based, or if it is Mac. So VS Code is cross platform, it is available on various platform. You can download accordingly. So in my case, I have Windows, and my system architecture it is 64-bit. So here I'll be downloading Windows 7, 8, 10. For any of this operating system, this file will be compatible. I'm clicking on this. So it is a lightweight editor. It is about 56.4 MB. So by default, it is downloaded VS Code user setup.exe. So you don't worry about the VS Code user setup and the user code system setup. Go to the downloads folder. In my case, that is downloads. Here, VS Code user setup 64-bit. Double click on this file. Installation will be starting. We are getting the installation window. In the beginning, we are getting the license agreement. So click on this button. I accept the agreement. Click on next. So here by default it is installing in the C drive. I don't want this Visual Studio Code to be installed in the C drive. So I'll just go to the Windows File Explorer. Here I have one folder called development softwares in the D drive. So inside this I'll be keeping all the development softwares. So I'm making a new folder for VS Code. I'm naming it as VS Code. VS Code. So go to the installation, close this window, and once again click on browse. Now you can expand the D drive and development softwares VS Code. I'm selecting the VS Code folder. In this folder, I want to install this software. So I'm just clicking on next. Just click on next on this window as well. And here, if you want an icon in the desktop, you can click on this create a desktop icon checkbox, and here add open with the code action for Windows Explorer. Click on this add open with code action with a Windows Explorer directory context menu. Yes, click on that, and register code as an editor for supported files. So I'll leave it as it is. I don't want this. And if you want to create an icon, you can just click on this checkbox. It will be creating a desktop icon in the desktop. And please make sure that you click on this checkbox that is at the bottom. Add to path requires shell restart. Okay, so if you don't do this, you need to do it manually. So make sure that it is checked. Then you can just click on next, click on install. Okay, now the installation got finished. Now it is asking whether it has to launch the application or not. So just leave it as it is. It is checked, and you can hit the finish button to open Visual Studio Code. Okay. um, in my case I have already installed it, so that is why I'm getting the some files here. The settings did not removed from the system, that is why I'm getting the previously opened files here. So let me close this and we will see the different ways of opening Visual Studio Code. So let's say I want to open it in a folder. In the desktop I have new folder. Okay, I'm opening this new folder. So here I'll just say, I'll right click, and here we have open with code option. If you right click on this, any of the empty space here in the explorer, in the folder, you'll be getting this option, open with code. You can click on this to open the Visual Studio Code. This is one way of opening the Visual Studio Code. Then another way is there, that is you can just go to the address bar of this file explorer, and you can just type cmd. We can open from the command line. So what it does is, command prompt will be opened in this particular directory, that is desktop new folder. So we are in the desktop new folder. So how to open the Visual Studio Code in this folder? All you have to do is type code is dot code space dot enter. So this is another way to open Visual Studio Code. All right, this is about how we can download and install a Visual Studio Code. And in the next video, we will see that how to configure. Okay, we will make some changes to this editor. How can I do that? And we will be installing some useful extensions that we will see in the next video. Thank you.